Nicholas Jackson haters, where you at, man? Where you at? Where you at? You definitely are not allowed in the Jackson hive because this man is winning Ballon d'Or. When I tell you, this is the complete striker. When I tell you, this is the number 9 we've been searching for. About Osimhen, about Gyökeres, about Tony, about Isak, about Haaland. But forget all them. Forget them names. Nicholas Jackson, top 5 strikers in the world, but the Premier League, blood. Best top striker, top 5 strikers in the world. This geezer. Oh my God. If he could perform week in, week out like he performed today, my God, we are in for a treat. Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast and another live match reaction. Talk to me, people. Nicholas Jackson with the ultimate performance today. He looked fuming when he was coming off. You know, he wanted to hit him with a third little Michael Jackson, the third little thriller dot, the thriller silly. Oh my goodness me. Everybody that said Jackson was shit, I will remember your name. I will remember your face. You are not allowed in the Jackson hive. This man is going to take us to titles, to Premier Leagues, to European Cups, to domestic cups. This man is going to win us silverware. John Obi Mikel, I hope you are eating humble pie. I hope you are eating a family humble pie tonight, broski. About we needed Osimhen. About we needed a finisher. You see the outside of the boot? You see the finish for the second one? You see that? You see that? You do not score that if you are not a born finisher. If you are not a born footballer, you do not finish that. You do not score these kind of goals unless you've got tech. We have never doubted on this channel. I have never doubted Nicholas Jackson's tech. It's just his ability to put everything into one package. Big up whoever just liked the stream. Everyone, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Big up, get involved in the comments. Let me know who is your man of the match, because all this gas I'm talking about Nicholas Jackson, he weren't my man of the match today. We're going to get into my man of the match in a moment. But, oh, my Lord, I'm riding the high of that Nicholas Jackson performance. Oh, my goodness me. The amount of people that told me Nicholas Jackson was shit. The amount of people that told me Nicholas Jackson couldn't hit a barn door with a banana skin. Oh, how does that humble pie taste, bro? How does it taste? How does it feel to be so wrong? Every single rival fan, every single Chelsea fan that slagged him off, that hated on him, that said he couldn't finish, that said, get rid of him. We need Osimhen in the summer. We need to get rid of him. But first season in the Premier League, what was it? 17 goals. Baller. Knew he was going to cook. Give him the time. The way this Chelsea team are attacking today, not even his goals, man, the link-up play, the way he brings other people into play. Honestly, I don't think we've had a more complete striker in my lifetime. I do not think we've had a more complete striker than Nicholas Jackson. I think his all-round play is phenomenal. The way he bounces off players, the way he just drops those 1-2 touches to link up to Enzo, to Caicedo, drops it off to the wings to get the 1-2. His runs were the most frustrating thing. Last season, his timing was awful. It was demon timing, bro. His timing, every single time he made a run, he was offside. He was about 2-3 seconds offside. He wasn't even close. This year, not even this year. After January last year, he managed to get it pretty quickly. But this year, he's been so much more intelligent. Even when he doesn't want the ball, he runs out wide and he creates space and he makes that space for Palmer. There were a couple of times in the second half, and I got to dig out Noni Madueke for his ball playing and his decision-making today, because few passes in the final third he made were completely incorrect. And the ones that he made were right. You know, he didn't really. There was no real conviction in the ball. And Noni Madueke, a player that I've been very, very vocal about starting, making the most of it while he's been in fantastic form. He's still shown us today that he's not the finished article. I still think there's a place for him in this squad, no doubt. Still start him next week. But, yeah, Nicholas Jackson ties this whole team together. You could have Mudryk on the wing. You could have Pedro Neto, João Felix, and whoever you wanted on the wings. Jackson brings them all into play. I love it. But as I said before, he was not my man of the match today. Nicholas Jackson, although he had 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. If he'd have got a hat-trick, would have been a 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10 performance from Nicholas Jackson today. But one player who I've got similar, if not higher rating, 9.5, 10 out of 10 today. And very, very glad that he was the one to take the armband off Enzo Fernandez. So Enzo Fernandez, superb game to play. Superb game today. This is what happens when you play Enzo Fernandez in his right position. You play him too high or too deep, you lose the distribution, you lose the dictating angle that he has. You lose the fact that he can pick and choose where this game goes. He can speed the game up, can slow the game down. He's the one that can dictate us going forward. But Moises Caicedo today, correct me if I'm wrong, has there been a better Moises Caicedo performance in a Chelsea shirt? Anybody? I'm happy to take flack for this. Moises Caicedo today, I haven't heard a Moises Caicedo hater. I haven't heard a Moises Caicedo hate tweet in a while. Definitely not this season, but not in a while. Not in the 10 games at the end of last season. But Moises Caicedo today, what a guy, bruv. And we don't expect him to be, picking passes, breaking the lines. What an assist for Nicholas Jackson. What a ball through for Nicholas Jackson for that second goal. But Moises Caicedo today did absolutely everything I could ever want from a central defensive midfielder. That's what we're going to call it. Whether it's a 4, a 6, a 5. Fuck them woke positions, bruv. He is a central defensive midfielder. That is definitive. That is what he is. He plays in the middle. He's more defensive than he is attacking, and he's a midfielder. That's what he's in. We're calling him a CDM. I don't remember seeing a performance like that from a CDM since Claude Makelele. We'll give N'Golo Kante. We'll give N'Golo Kante. He's there, but Claude Makelele, Michael Essien, John Obi Mikel. I'm talking wall. I'm talking not even brick wall, bro. I'm talking 6-foot reinforced concrete bollard, bruv. There was no way West Ham playing 270 minutes, 360 minutes, 450 minutes. They could have been playing any length of time today. The game could have gone on till next week. West Ham would not have scored. Moises Caicedo, unbelievable today. And we need to give this man his props because he has had so much negative PR around him, so much hate, not just from rival fans, from Chelsea fans as well, that have said he's not worth the money. I never wanted him. Why did we sell Gallagher and buy this bloke in? If you're comparing from a technical standpoint, if you're comparing Conor Gallagher and Moises Caicedo, you should stop watching football, full stop. You should just turn this channel off, choose a different sport. But if you didn't understand the buy for Moises Caicedo, now, the money aside, we don't choose the money. I wasn't happy with 110 mil spent, 115 mil spent. I would have been happy. 80, 90. Wasn't happy with 115 mil. Put that to the side, man. We don't decide that. We have no say. Fans have no opinion when it comes to transfer fees. What we say means fuck all. We have no weight in that sense. But to take Moises Caicedo, to look at that transfer and to go, we've taken an L. When he had the seasons, when he had the game time that he did at Brighton, when he had the performances he did at Brighton, to say that player was not going to succeed, regardless, you could pay 500 mil for him. He might not be worth it, but it will still be a top player. And people are getting far too hung up on this 150 mil, on these figures that we pay for players. Take it at face value. Throw the money in the bin. How did he play today? Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And players of Moises Caicedo's quality, the player of Caicedo, Rice, that profile is a dime a dozen. There are a handful in the world, 5-10 players that can play at this level, do that role, do that job to this level consistently. 5-10 players in the world. The majority of them play in the Premier League, but Moises Caicedo deserves to be in that conversation. And today, he ran the show. Unbelievable performance from Moises Caicedo. I'm Enzo alongside him as well. Like I said, you use him right, he has a magnificent effect on the game. The magnitude of the impact that Enzo Fernandez has when he is deployed correctly. Unbelievable. Let's just go through some of the solid points from today. Some of the big points that I want to address today before we get too far into this video. 2 defeats in 18 games for Chelsea. 18 Premier League games for Chelsea. Can you guess who those 2 losses against? One was Man City. The other one, Arsenal. We have not lost a Premier League game in 18 games to anybody other than the top two, the title challengers. And today, call me out if you want, I saw a title challenging Chelsea side. And we didn't even get out of third gear, bro. We didn't even get on the motorway. We were on dual carriage. We were on fucking B roads all day. As soon as that third goal went in, it was cruise control, bro. It was passive mode. We were not looking for that fourth. We were not hunting for that fourth. While all the players were lining up, players like Madueke, they were being a little bit selfish. But after the third goal, game was done. Game was finished. West Ham knew it. We knew it. No point even going on. We should have just called the game at 48 minutes, whatever it was. But this team today, the speed at which we go forward, I don't want to put too much stock in the defense as well, because let's be honest, defensively, we should have conceded a penalty in the first half. Fofana was very, very lucky to get away with that penalty. If they hadn't changed the rules and been more, siding with referees this season, we probably would have conceded a penalty in the first half. But that aside, did they really go close? Remember last season, we beat them 5-0. Jarrod Bowen hit the bar 3 times. Was it anywhere near that kind of threat today? No. Levi Colwill, master in the back. Tosin Adarabioyo, good performance. I was talking about tossing back in the Bilham, tossing back to Fulham, bruv. Solid performance today. I wasn't convinced with Fofana at right back, but that's the big issue. That's the glaring issue in this squad by right back. But how can you look at this Chelsea side and not be gassed, not be impressed at where we are? 2 defeats in 18 league games to Arsenal and Manchester City. 2 back-to-back away clean sheets. When was the last time? I have no idea. So someone in the comments, please illuminate me. When was the last time we kept back-to-back clean sheets? Not even back-to-back away clean sheets, bro. Back-to-back clean sheets. When was the last time? Because it ain't recent. But this, the speed at which we go forward, the attacking fluidity, I love it. I love it. I enjoy watching it. There's not very many seasons recently, not many extended periods of time where I've enjoyed watching Chelsea recently. Pochettino, the end of last year was very enjoyable when we got our shit together pre-season, very enjoyable. For the most part during the season, it was horrible. You never knew which Chelsea you were going to get. And there's still elements to that. There are still certain variables which we're not sure which Chelsea side is going to turn up today. But as someone said on commentary, the embarrassment of riches that we have going forward. And I know Manchester United fans are fuming. Head loss defined. Jadon Sancho went 0014 for Manchester United. We managed to skip the Manchester United Jadon Sancho. We managed to bring the Dortmund Jadon Sancho to Stamford Bridge. What was it? Two assists in what? 50 minutes for the brother. He's got more assists in 50 minutes than Mason Mount's done in a year and a half for Manchester United, bro. We scammed them. And I know they are losing their heads. I went on Twitter very briefly in the first half just to see a few tweets from, the usual suspects on football Twitter. I'm not going to shout them out because I don't rate them, but the usual suspects, people, fuck Sancho, Sancho doing this. He looks a completely different player, reinvigorated, rejuvenated. He looks like he's been through 20 different rounds of physical, mental, and emotional therapy to get him out of that shithole that Ten Hag put him in. Whatever they were doing to him at Man United, I'd argue it was probably borderline torture. Whether it was psychological, whether it was physical, I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much about, the war crimes that they commit in Carrington. But whatever they were doing to Jadon Sancho, you got to remember, bro, this was the guy that was supposed to win us the Euros 4 years ago. This was the guy that when he went to Dortmund, every single person in England was ridiculously gassed about how good he was going to be in the future, how much of an impact he was going to have on the England squad, how much of a talisman this player would be. He's 23, 24 years old? And they were saying the same thing about João Felix. He's 24 years old. A lot of these players, people are written off because they were so good, so young. They've still got 10 years left in their career. And if we can keep Jadon Sancho, João Felix, Christopher Nkunku, Pedro Neto, Madueke, Cole Palmer, all playing at this level, light work, bro. I don't see another team in the Premier League challenging Arsenal and Man City like we can. Liverpool will not challenge this year. I guarantee you. Take my words to the bank. Make whatever bet you want to make in the comments. Chelsea are more of a title challenger than Liverpool this season. They've had the little bounce in the first couple of games, but Arne Slot is too big of a change from Klopp, man. Too big of a change. They haven't done the reinforcements they needed. They haven't got the players that they needed. Their squad is old. They're losing players. Arsenal didn't get a 25 goal a season striker in. Arsenal will not compete to the level that they did last year. Guarantee you. After what I've seen in the first 4 games, after what I've seen against Atlanta, Arsenal are so much worse than last season. Chelsea have improved 10, 20, 30-fold. The gap between the football that we were playing last season, the football we're playing this season, we're fucking A-ing away to West Ham, a team that we could not beat last year, a bogey team for us. We're beating our bogey teams with confidence. Back-to-back clean sheets against Bournemouth and West Ham away. I could not be more happy about where this Chelsea team is right now. I could not be more excited about where this Chelsea team is headed in the future. You look at all of these players. We're putting out performances like today, 3-0. Probably not the most convincing performance we could have done. That second half, we could have scored 3-4 more goals. Even so, comfy. I had no concerns. Even when the ball was going into the box, I do not rate Robert Sanchez. Didn't really have a problem with him in the box today. There were a couple of things where, defensively, we do need to pattern up the marking at set pieces. Still 2-3 times, I thought, it's a goal. They're back in it. We need to watch that a little bit more closely. I don't know how much we paid for this Brentford set piece specialist, but we need to get a refund from Brentford immediately because set pieces are hands down the worst aspect of our game. The least convincing aspect, attacking and defending. Our set pieces are shoddy, are an absolute shambles. But our general play, and Maresca said about, I want, the fans to be patient. Obviously, we build up from the back. Like I said, Chelsea have no problem seeing our players build up from the back. It's the speed at which we do so. And, when we are particularly laboured, when we are taking 5-6 touches on the ball, 30 seconds on the ball at the back, obviously the fans are going to get up your arse. But today, the football we were playing, breaking the lines, just 1-2 touch, in, out, triangles. We're so close. We are so close to being at a level where we can challenge for titles. If this Chelsea team keeps going in the vein that it is at the moment, I have no doubt we will secure Champions League easy. I would be surprised if this Chelsea team keeps up this form. I'd be surprised if we weren't competing for top spot by Christmas. Honestly, I'll go back to what I said. 2 defeats in 18 games to who? Arsenal and Man City. Arsenal was last season. We got turned over. Season was done by then. We got turned over. No excuses for that. But City this year, the only team we've lost to in the Premier League in the last 18 games are the top 2, are the title challengers. That is where we are. That is the type of team we are. That is where we need to be. And as a fan that's grown up with Chelsea in the upper echelon of not just English football, world football, I've grown up with Chelsea as winners. It has been foreign to me for the last 2-3 years to see Chelsea struggle. Obviously, my dad has seen Chelsea struggle for years on end. He's been there. I wasn't born then. I was born in 97, in the era that we became good. When I was growing up, the first impressions I have on football, 2002, 2003, 2004, were the best Chelsea side in existence. I have known nothing but success as a Chelsea fan. I have known nothing. Obviously, everybody knows the nature of Chelsea. I understand the history of the club. I understand it hasn't always been like this. But the last 2 years, the last 48 months have without doubt been the most miserable, the most depressing of my life as a Chelsea fan. I started this channel just over 2 years ago with the sole intention of bringing my opinions to the public purely because I was sitting there thinking, you know what, if I'm going to watch us getting absolutely turfed week in, week out, I might as well, something positive might as well come from it. I might as well get my opinions out there. 2 years down the line, I'm looking at this Chelsea team And yes, we may have regressed in terms of, you look at the defensive stability, and I'm going to compare this very quick comparison to Thomas Tuchel's era. You look at that team, defensively sound, you've got experienced international individuals from front to back, very, very capable and equipped team. Flip that on its head. Look at the team that we've got now, young, hungry. They've got 7-8 years left. Every single player in this Chelsea squad has their best years ahead of them. There is not a single Chelsea player that has already peaked. And that is beautiful. The commentator said earlier, the embarrassment of riches that we have going forward. The fact that we could be 3-0 up and then throw on Pedro Neto, Christopher Nkunku, and João Felix. Forget about West Ham, I'd be worried. If I was Man United, if I was Man City, if I was Arsenal, I'd be concerned. There is no other team in the Premier League that has the depth that we have, that has the players on the bench to bring on and make an impact, like Christopher Nkunku. Name another team, name one other bench player in the Premier League better than Christopher Nkunku. We have the best bench. We have the best depth. We have got 8 players fighting for 4 positions, pushing each other constantly. If one player doesn't perform, there's someone coming in there to take his place. Mykhailo Mudryk can't even get a sniff in this team at the moment. The abundance of riches going forward, the abundance of talent. I can't see Mudryk ever getting it. I mean, obviously, cup games, he's probably going to get a minute looking, but I can't ever see Mudryk getting back into this team. Jadon Sancho again today. Let's take a minute to talk about Jadon Sancho, because no reason why he don't start next week. He's starting over Pedro Neto for me. Pedro Neto, I rate him very, very highly. I think he's fast, he's tricky, but he's not done anything that Sancho can't. I'm very much Sancho on the left, Madueke on the right, and anybody that was saying Nkunku over Jackson, hang your head in shame. Anybody still not rate Jackson? Come on. Anybody want to jump into the comments and get at me and have a conversation about Nicholas Jackson? Because I sent a voice note to my dad earlier. I said, I'm going to remember every single word you said about Nicholas Jackson. Do not try and compliment Nicholas Jackson today. Do not try and jump on the bandwagon. Do not try and enter the Jackson Hive. It is closed. We are closed for applications, bro. You cannot join the Jackson Hive if you weren't backing him 2 weeks ago. If you weren't backing him last month, if you weren't backing him last season, I don't want to see you back him now. Nicholas Jackson, what a performance. And I had to bake off a little bit earlier. I was going a little bit too in, and I said Nicholas Jackson is the most complete centre forward we've had in recent history. Give me a striker that has more of an all-round game than Jackson. And do not think for a second I am comparing them as individuals and the impact they've had at this club or players. Didier Drogba, was he able to dribble, to take players on, to link up play unrivaled? I'm not going to sit here and say he wasn't the best target man, wasn't the most physical striker, but Jackson has more tech than Drogba. Jackson has more tech than Diogo Costa. He's got the physicality of both. He's got the presence of both. He's got the intelligence is creeping up. The run timing, knowing when to drift out, knowing when to offer yourself as an option and to draw players away. There was a couple of moments and great timing at Brownaga, but Noni is a bit selfish. He could have 2-3 assists. If he had have threaded that ball through to Cole Palmer in the second half, tell me I'm not the only one that saw that pass. When Jackson drifted out right, took Kilman with him, or it might have been Mavropanos, and Palmer just drifted through the middle, had nobody on him, and Madueke chose to go right instead, and Palmer was absolutely fuming. And I did kind of mention this earlier, that I have been very, very vocal, very, very pro Madueke. I still am. I think he's a top player, most confident player in the front four, probably the most skillful, best one-on-one dribbler, but final ball's been there so far this season. But since that hat trick, I don't want to say ego's got the better of him, because I hope it's not that. I hope it's just confidence, and it does stay on the side of just confidence, not arrogance. But you saw Pedro Neto throwing his arms up a couple of times. Madueke could have squared it, could have passed it, could have found a better option. The final ball still needs work. But when you look at it, this Chelsea team, and I'll draw on a short that I did yesterday. Maresca came out on the press conference yesterday and said that The attacking options are as follows. So for the left, we've got Jadon Sancho, Mykhailo Mudryk. Obviously, you're going Jadon Sancho. For the right, you've got Pedro Neto, Madueke. It's tough. I'd go Madueke. I don't think Pedro Neto's shown me enough. While I think he's probably a better player, a better individual right now from what I've seen at Wolves, form-wise, what he's done, I'd rather Madueke. Then number 9, I mean, number 10's the easiest because you've got João Felix and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer could do nothing for 89 minutes and he will still win you the game. Cole Palmer, he had probably, arguably, the quietest 45 minutes, the quietest first half I've seen from him in a Chelsea shirt. But Jesus Christ. I mean, he does not need, he's that guy. He always will be that guy. He doesn't, there's no way Cole Palmer moves out this starting lineup. He is just, he goes up, he's a conductor. Kind of similar to Enzo. He's a conductor. He's in control. He's the one that's dictating when he impacts the, you know what? I see very Hazard-esque elements in Cole Palmer. You see where Hazard kind of knew that he could drift over to the left, drift over to the right. You know, he was, position-wise, he was a lot more fluid. He was free. Kind of feel like Jose Mourinho just said to him, look, here is where everyone else is playing. Here's your team sheet position, but go where the game needs you. Feel it out. He has that natural instinct for the game. And I feel like Cole Palmer can feel the ebb and the flow of a football game. He can feel when he is needed, where best to make an impact. And like I said, he could go silent for 89 minutes. Cole Palmer could go and sit in the corner for 89 minutes. I guarantee you that 1 minute that he's playing, he'll do something influential. He'll go and win you the game. And that is why Cole Palmer is so good. You can take that. That is the making of a top level player. And similarly, that's a making of a top level team. When we saw last week, us beating Bournemouth 1-0 away from home, probably didn't deserve a clean sheet. Probably, you couldn't have argued if it would have been a draw. But those performances where you get out over the line when you don't deserve it, that's what makes a top team. I have always said the hallmark of a championship winning side, the hallmark of a winning team is the ability to win when you don't play well. I think it's common knowledge. It's not something I say, but to be able to win when you don't play well is the hallmark of any great team. You could go out there, do your jobs. You could do your jobs so badly that everybody around you thinks you're having a stinker. But you are that good, that well-rehearsed in your position, that well-drilled by the manager, that familiar with the rest of your team and their jobs, that you could drop a stinker and still play an A-level game. And that's kind of what I've been seeing from Chelsea in the last couple of weeks. We haven't been wholly convincing in defence. We haven't been ruthless. We haven't been going out and killing games. We haven't had the dominance that Man City have had at times, but we're still going out, getting positive results. Like I said, back-to-back clean sheets, away from home, 2 defeats in our last 18 to Manchester City and Arsenal. If you're a Chelsea fan in the comments right now, I'd like to know what you're not happy with this team. I'd like to know what the issue is with this team, because there are so many people that are negative, so many people that find things to complain about. I can't complain about a single thing today. A single thing. Right back, I can't complain about. Right back is a position that we need to address, because we can't have our 2 right backs injured every week. I love Reece James. He is El Capitan. We need to find a solution for him. Either he needs to be put on a different training regime, different fitness regime, different rehabilitation regime, whatever it is, he needs to be put on something different, or he needs to go. Because I can't, somebody said, and the tweet he put out was, let's go new era. Reece James has played 403 minutes in, well, it will now be 408 days. It was 406 days when I looked at the tweet. That was 2 days ago. Reece James has played less than a minute a day in over a year. I love Malo Gusto. He's far more reliable. Should he be the backup to Reece James, or should he be the number 1 with a backup? I feel like right back is the only real issue, the only real problem I need to address today. Is Fofana, as good as he is, did not look comfortable on the right side. Disasi, I thought I was going to need a therapist if Disasi played on the right today. Turns out he was, I mean, it probably helped that we were 3-0 up and the West Ham players had all given up. But he was doing step overs like nobody's business. Disasi was enjoying himself today. But right back is the only issue I can call out from today. Apart from that, yeah. Is there a better place to finish this video? I mean, guys, if you're watching, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who your man of the match was today, though, because a lot of people are saying Nicholas Jackson. My man of the match today, hands down, Moises Caicedo. I think Moises Caicedo performance today was one of, if not the best performances he has done, he has put together in a Chelsea shirt. The first 45 minutes, undoubtedly the best 45 minutes I've seen from Moises Caicedo in a Chelsea shirt. I think he was unbelievable today. I think Enzo was superb next to him. Those two in midfield, you know, I've been calling for Lavia all week. It's been great to see Lavia back in training. I'm a big fan of him. There's no way he touches the team when these two are in form. I'm not playing a 4-3-3. I'm not taking Cole Palmer out. I'm not. There's no way Lavia breaks into this side. And again, it's a good problem to have. We spoke about the attacking depth, having 8 players for 4 positions. We've got multiple players to fill in if we need in midfield as well. But how good was it to say Caicedo and Enzo? We very rarely see them both cook together. It's normally one or the other. We very rarely see them perform together. But today, Moises Caicedo is hands down my man of the match. Enzo Fernandez, again, superb performance. Glad that he can prove people wrong because he gets so much hate. But when he is deployed correctly, when he is played in the right position, he is unplayable. His dictating, his distribution. Enzo Fernandez is a player that I think gets so much unwarranted hate, purely, again, because of his price tag. But you throw price tags out of the window. If we'd have signed Enzo and Caicedo for 20, 30 mil, people would be saying after today, they're the next big thing. People would be saying they have doubled their price tag after today's performance. Caicedo, if he was at Brighton and had put today's performance in at Brighton, he would have been worth 150 mil. The performance, the quality in these Chelsea players, and it is all about bringing them together as a team because all of the individuals, there are very few individuals in this Chelsea side that I look at and do not rate, that I do not think could go on and be a huge part of a Chelsea squad, of a championship winning, of a Premier League winning side. But they need to learn to play together. It's all about combining the individual parts so that the combination is more than the sum. But at the moment, it's the other way around. You know, we've got individual players who are playing fantastic. Players like Noni Madueke putting in great individual performances, but you know, today, when you ask them to play as more of a team, little bit less of an impact. And that's what we need to see because in the bigger games against the bigger teams, that's going to be where we struggle. Those small margins are going to be where we get found out. However, today, I can't sit here and complain. Jackson Selly, I want to see the Thriller Selly, bro. I want to see the Thriller. How about Cole Palmer Selly? I want to see the Thriller Selly go viral. Name me a player with better celebrations as well. First, it was the Olympics. Now it's the Thriller. What? This guy is cracked. And what a goal. You know what? I'm going to get this up live as well. I want to watch this goal again. Outside of the boot. Please tell me Sky Sports have dropped it. But outside of the boot, the pass from Caicedo as well. Woi, oi. In 2 words, woi, oi. Unbelievable, man. And the only player that caused us problems, as with last season in the final 5-0 win, was Kudus. We had Bowen was all. I can't believe he took Somerville off. And I'll comment on that again very quickly. Oh, well played from Jackson. The goal, the first goal, but 3 minutes in and he's doing up quick free kicks. Go on your own. Ah, yeah, put it through your legs. Fuck off, Ariola. Oh, this guy, man. I love this guy. Nicholas Jackson. He's unbelievable. He's so good. I don't understand how people don't rate him. Oh, this ball from Caicedo. This ball. I'm going to turn the volume up so you can hear. This ball from Caicedo. Oh, Enzo. The little touch from Enzo. The little one-touch football. Oh, the weight on it. Bruv, he didn't break stride. That was the easiest outside of the boot finish. He's so good. He's so good. I said I did not expect a player to click. Like the one thing that I wanted, the one thing that we need is his finishing to just click. We didn't expect that to happen, but Jesus Christ, that happened today. How he was pulling off these little flicks, these little the quality, and then I tell you what, the assist as well for Palmer to send it left instead of right because both of the defenders, Kilman and Emerson, were both going right. They both thought he was going right, but he checked Kilman. It's the intelligence, the weight of ball. I mean, the finish was superb, but yeah, what a performance today, front to back. My team is back. Seb, where are we in the table? Where are we in the fucking table? Above Arsenal. Fucking Arsenal, bruv. Fuck that shit team. I am about to send this screenshot to so many people. Premier League. Oh, shit. I didn't do my fantasy team. Bless. All right. We're now third because Newcastle are playing and they're drawing. But we're above Arsenal, bro. We're above Arsenal. Oh, mashallah, boys. I can't, honestly. Yeah. I'm going to be riding this high for a while. Obviously, we've got Barrow on Tuesday. That should be a fairly easy game. I want to see Tyreek George playing. I want to see Mudryk playing as well. Maybe Neto and Kunku, João Felix, get the rotational players in. But I wouldn't mind seeing Sancho again. Lavia, if he's fit. Gusto, if he's fit. But yeah, riding the high, man. Everybody, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Big up Seb. Big up Seb, sorry. Big up JC. Big up a proud Naga. Everybody talking shit on Nicholas Jackson. We will not forget. The Jackson Hive, we will remember. If you were here, you can remain. If you were not here, you are not allowed entry. You are banned. You are barred for life, bruv. Nobody is entering the Jackson Hive because I know there are going to be so many people trying to enter after today. You're not allowed in. Jackson Hive is for Jackson backers only. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, guys. Follow at Two Blues Podcast on the Instagram and the TikTok. Me and Mr. C Money Picks are going to be bringing you hopefully, maybe a couple of streams tomorrow. We're going to be bringing you something relating to Arsenal Man City tomorrow. We did a live watch along last season. So you know what? We might do a live watch along this season. Whatever you do, make sure to turn your notifications on. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate every single person that's joined.